Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 here with my ongoing invasion of Greece. As you can see, we're kicking their butt, as I think anybody who thinks about it would expect, with the forces that were currently available. I have moved in. You can see currently what it is. I have moved in some SSHQs. That's one of the good things, that an SSHQ comes with a security police battalion, the CPO, nasty people, headquarters and reconnaissance, and similarly down here. So they will help keep the partisan activities down a bit lower, which helps supplies move through. Fortunately, supplies won't move through a place like Croatia here. They have a pathetic little army, but unfortunately it's just going to hold its own territory there. That's one of the reasons why I could have had the event and had all of my supplies flow through here, but it would be a bottleneck through this one port. This way we can still go through there. So there should be reinforcing as well. Make sure we have enough reinforcements coming through. Okay, onward, forward. As you can see here, we're taking them down. Are any of these guys ready to advance? Yeah. Ugly map, but clear. Yeah, so it's just hills, mountains. Okay, Huff Duff. Radio direction, finding kind of things. Pick up enemy radio, figure out where they are from it. Good stuff. We're going to go with improved depth charges. This may seem odd for you, but if you look at here with our naval activities, we're operating against, so far we're doing pretty good. There's a British something that we're spotting out there, but I wish they'd keep the supply lines a little closer to the shore. And we're patrolling there, that's what we're going to do. Okay, Wolf Schutz 1. Wolf Slayer, this is the one in Namir. Okay, here. This is the one for June, and this is, as I mentioned in the last episode, delayed because of my short play sessions. So it should have happened a while ago. And also maybe late occupying Namir too, but no, we weren't. We were pretty on time. One thing that bothers me about this picture, the BlackICE team does a very good job, and they've picked up, and this is a good command picture of Hitler right there, and that's Monstein. Just not sure who that guy is. Notice he has, well, none of these guys have metal ribbons, so they didn't wear their ribbons that day. Looks maybe familiar, but I don't know. That bald guy, I don't know who that guy is at all. Another general there that I don't know who that is. But this is a picture of Manstein, and this is for a 1940 June event, and something I try to avoid for in TRE. This is not a 1940 picture, and it's a nice. I think it's it's a nice, fairly nice color picture from the period, and that's probably why they picked it, of Hitler looking at maps. But that's Manstein, and you see what that is right there. That's his Crim shield, or Crimean shield, for the awards, not just him, but all the soldiers who fought in the Crimea. So in 1940, the Crimea hadn't happened yet, and sure, obviously we can't in this game assign campaign medals, because there may be no real Crimean campaign, meaning there may be just a garrison division or something down there, and Germany almost walks in the campaign that we play or something. But and Manstein may end up commanding the assault on Leningrad, but still you can just see the pictures much later than the event from that. And I spot these things. I'm sort of a military collector and stuff, so it just bugs me a little bit, I guess. Let's see. 2,500 supplies, manpower. We get a wolf shoots. Radar. What's our radar doing there, Finny, at all? No. Okay, we'll take it mainly for the radar. I almost didn't take that, but the thing I think sort of overbuilds is the fortress level 10, because that now turns Namur into uber west wall, because and maybe they should think about that, because you can look here, you know, my west wall is weaker than theirs, but I think it's a little more accurate. And now we have uber west wall here, and uber anti-aircraft guns. You know, some additional fortifications I agree with, some additional anti-aircraft guns, all that I agree with, and obviously the radar too. I agree with that. I just don't agree with turning it into Festun. Little Schultz. Okay, give them just a functional general. And what I do until I fill them up, some of them I decide to skip because I don't give all of Hitler's HQs. Where's Hitler? He's here somewhere. It'll be west. Why am I not seeing Hitler? Maybe he's closer geographically. There he is. Now, so they're under Hitler directly. Bad commander, but whatever. One of the reasons I pause it is because I've had too many times that an event pops up just as I'm trying to click on something and the wrong decision's made. Meaning, if I had a choice, I would want to say no or yes or whatever, and I accidentally hit the wrong button. Using up their supplies. How's that doing? Again, this becomes critical. I'm sending 2 armies down into Greece that are primarily mechanized, so it's overwhelming the supply system, and it should, in the sense of the infrastructure isn't there. And you can see, quick look at the infrastructure. You can see here, greener the better. And in fact, because of that, what I'm going to do here, since I control these and it takes a while, I'm going to build some better infrastructure right now. So I want supplies to flow. Hopefully, let's just go back and look at supplies. Hopefully they'll come down through there mostly. Okay, that's at least yellow. So here as well. Because I actually want these things sooner rather than later. I also sort of think these are a bit expensive. 3 railways. I wish you could maybe scale them to certain terrains, be more expensive than other terrains. The railways may take a lot of ICs for the steel. They can be laid down pretty fast. Roadways, mostly that's concrete. I think it should be low levels of supply usage or of IC usage to build those. Support the attack. I want you to drive to there. That's a very fast division. They're beating Rommel, because if you noticed, I sent Rommel in first. I still got in there quicker than Rommel's division did. Oh, maybe not, but Rommel's there too. Let's get those who can attack. Attacking. Just to get them. Okay, now, see, we've secured this port. It has no supplies. So, previously I've turned this, because I want to control this, create a supply convoy. Paolo there, and what had been Italy, to Kira? It should give us a short hop down there, which should feed in supplies. I really wish I could turn the whole supply thing on manual, and it would be a pain in the ass to do, but I would gladly do it, just to solve the problems. We'll see how well it happens in 4. I have lots of high hopes for 4. I know some of you don't and figure it's going to take a couple of upgrades to get 4 to the way we want it, but okay, let's see, yes. Okay, drop tanks. We like to drop tanks. They're good. They're going to get a bunch of our fighters, particularly include significantly increased range. We stole some British blueprints. Gun turrets to level 2. As one of you commented, it would probably be better to turn at least half it, because you need some espionage unless you want to give away your technology to protect your own. But it's probably not worth the technology, and since we're running, we're gonna cancel that, concentrate it a little bit more on those that I think will wield some good technology out. It would be better, but it's just sort of fun. It's a game. Yeah, what was it? Gun turrets, that's right. Gun turrets. Okay, so we're up at 41 levels for gun turrets. And it's just fun. To me, the game is about winning, most assuredly, but it isn't necessarily a pure drive, ruthless drive, just for everything that optimized for winning. Okay, yeah, the Orion. We want another one of these covert commerce raiders. do some more research, I want to do that. Okay, we just lost the 15th standard, which will mean, because most of these I had moved to Poland. With the police, the ORPO is still holding down the partisan resistance, but it does reduce our brigade counts. I have sent them over. I didn't run the clock, but I did send a few of the corps from the west over, and I'm hoping that we'll get very soon. Okay, we've got a bunch of the garrison divisions. I'll be placing those off camera. Most of those will go holding the west wall here, and we'll reduce down the revolt risk here, because that's just way too high. This is a combination of a few police units and troops just taking a vacation here. I haven't moved yet to their next offensive front, partially because whether it's a calculated analysis of the British AI sees enough forces here when they fly over or something, or even if they don't calculate it, I just will have enough forces in the region to move against any invasion. I don't want to have them take half of France before I come in and just clobber them. It would be good for winning in the sense of it could take out them potentially, if I'm prepared for it, unless everything I'm knee deep in Russia. More cities. Supplies, if they have any available. Not really, but just tell them that's where we want to go. Bitter? Okay, another one cool launcher. We do have this one that I've already got out there. Well, I got one in the Indian Ocean as well, but okay, so they've just made it. You can see in this last week how they came down here, sinking a few stuff, but we now got one in the Panama Canal. This one here, and he's over here recouping and just about ready to go back into action against the British. The Graspe. Graspe died right off here. Sorry about that. The River Platte is where it died. Basically, it killed itself. Minor damage. Langsdorff got bluffed by the British, the size of the British force. Langsdorff was the captain. Sorry if I expect people to just sort of know too much of this stuff. Greek national unity must have been pretty good for them to take the capital and to still fight on. Okay, yes, we want the motorized artillery unit. Okay, we can do more research. Get out into the Peloponnese out here. Okay, the gyro site. That's useful. Avionics. Improved sighting. For our fighters, that's useful, like I say. These are mostly pretty much up to date. I could be researching a few more, absolutely, but I'm... And, American blueprints. Self-propelled artillery brigade to level 2. That's rather useful, so we're now at 41 with that. So that's good. We had just been at 1. That's basically, we figured out the priest. If you know the... It's mounted a 105mm gun. What they did is they took the Grant/Lee tank chassis, which was just a temporary fix. I could go into that detailed model vehicle, and kept the chassis in production, but got rid of the turret in the open spot and put the 105mm gun on there. So it was an easy build, but rather effective. Where's my headquarters? There it is. Yeah, I can attack it. Good, I want to attack that mountain division. Now let's take a quick look at the supply situation now. Mostly just... Okay, so we're supplying in here. You can see there's some supplies coming here. Obviously, the supplies migrating down this way as well. We will at some point turn on some other supply points, but we're doing... And we're... If you notice again here, up here, we're now back at 99s here. This is... You know, we're still producing more there because we just captured a bunch of Greek supply, or, you know, resources. As well as earlier Yugoslav. This is the kind of thing. Defense occupation force. We'll support that attack. Someone from lead, just experience. Okay, 17th Army Commando. Commands. Command structure. Okay, yeah, we'll take it. Obviously, we have a lot more of these than we're using. They're all stacked up here. I presume that one just came into Berlin. We got a massive stack of these things. Some of these are just sort of generic because we've researched panzer groups. Some of these are more interesting, unique ones. I'm not going to try to put the 11th Army wherever the 11th Army was or anything like that, but I think it's cooler, more interesting to have. This is the one that just appeared. You know, have these in use instead of just some sort of pure generic. Sorry, so I'll create a special episode or two of reorganizing for once we get ready for Barbarossa, kind of thing, and how we do all that, and how I like to do Barbarossa. It'll be interesting, I think. It isn't. I don't try to replicate Barbarossa as in the plans of Barbarossa. I've rethought it. Some of the conditions that I'm going to attempt to create were not there then, so they could not have done what I'm going to try to do. Like I say, primarily because the conditions weren't there. I think some of them they would have liked to do, and a few of them they could have done. They just didn't, because I don't think they... I don't know. There may be something I don't understand why they didn't. Army Norwegian, First Army known as. Okay. Well, that's cool, but we sort of already have something like that for occupation. Maybe that'll be our northernmost invasion. Soviet Union. Come on, the troops want to get home by Christmas. Let's defeat Greece. Okay, home front focus. This is very useful. Obviously, 5% hit to our manpower growth. Not 5% off of what current, but it's 5% off of our thing. So it'll be it'll be another negative versus all these positive. So I'm willing to take that. But supply production increased, provincial AA efficiency increased in repair rate. Just basically means more of the RAD, Reich Events, and Luftschutz, and all these other sort of home support functions get more manpower and development. So we'll take that, and I just want to see where we are at. I think it's... Yeah, we're at 40, so we're going to let that go because we want to double that if we can. Okay, return the ashes of Napoleon II. As you can tell from the picture, young man you don't hear much about. You hear much about his father and his nephew or something, because I don't think Napoleon III was, it wasn't his son, obviously, but or a relative cousin or something, I guess, or whatever. He died fairly young age. He was the son of Napoleon. He was married to the Austrian Habsburg family and died, and obviously interred for in Austrian territory. This was a German attempt to help Prime Minister Laval and Pétain by showing goodwill gesture and returning the ashes. Napoleon's second King of Rome, that was one of his titles, and that's being reburied in where Napoleon, in the big thing where Napoleon is buried, so it improves our relations. Very real event that happened. Victory point, where's the... Got all our victory... Oh, we haven't got Salonika here. That's why they're still holding out. One Welch. Okay, major victory parade here. In Berlin, you can see the Roman ruler. He sent me a link to this video here for this parade. It's up on my playlist on my channel. You can see it. The film of it is, this is in Berlin, the Brandenburg Gates, obviously. Some of the generals there from it. Massive victory parade. Germans, the military and the public, were really level of descent, shall we say, put it somewhat in game terms, really happened in Germany because they lost the last war against the West. They were very fearful what it was going to do, and in 1940 particularly, the bombing hadn't started by any means at all. There was some bombing, but nothing like this. And I've watched a lot of 1930 sort of movies that, you know, like 35 and whatever. Before the Nazis were really that big of a thing, even. The people were terrified, and before the Spanish Guernica incident, were terrified of just huge numbers of planes just raining down bombs and in their perception killing like 80-90% of the people in the cities. So with all this new technology, they were paranoid about that, and they were paranoid, the Germans were, about another World War I. You know, Germany advances in and then comes into this stalemate that, you know, bleeds the country white. The victory in France catapulted Hitler to a status that he had never had before, and to a point there that he was untouchable by the German army. There was no possibility of a coup, nothing like that. Obviously, you could do a, you know, an assassination attempt. Stauffenberg, that's who I was thinking about before, with the Wolfschutz thing. You know, obviously you can try to assassinate him, but you can't arrest him, you can't depose him, you can't oppose him. He was in power at this point, firmly and completely. And the Army, the Navy, just had to do whatever he said. Obviously, the Air Force, being a National Socialist organization headed by Goering, was wanting to do what Hitler wanted to have done. Very strong political control there, but there was no opposition at this point. So this is a very interesting parade. You can see some of the stills from it. You can watch it on the channel, so this reduces that, so we'll quickly look through the parade. General Friedrich Fromm, he's chief of the Home Army there. Papa Hoth, and the Gauleiter, and I think that's Papa Hoth there. Hard to tell from these photos. And the center guy is like the Gauleiter of, well, yeah, it's obviously Goebbels. He had a propaganda, but he was also the Gauleiter of Berlin. And you can see the crowds. The soldiers are marching here. These are just huge crowds thronging. You can see they can't even take straight paths through these crowds, and so the columns of troops, although marching very nicely, sort of the columns have to meander around the crowds. They were just overwhelming at this for this parade. It was the big thing, and it's why I justify giving them a great reduction of dissent if we had much any at all at that point. Okay, a little ambivalent about these. The Kampf Group A's were definitely generally temporary things, but they're really nice units, so I sort of, personally as a player, I'd like to keep them, but they've made the decision to disband a few of them. Okay, come on, people. Almost to Christmas. We want to be home by Christmas. There was one. yeah, you're Greeks and you're hard fighters, but come on, surrender already. Okay, we won there. Okay. We've now gained very high popularity back, which is good. Sort of kind of intended that with that event. And our Special Forces Brigade has advanced. Well, that's here. This one advanced. Okay, good. Motorized support units will increase that. This is also very useful. And we still have even more because of very high popularity. Get those guys up. We still have more? Oh, okay. Didn't think so. Yes, we want the SS motorized infantry. Aerodynamics have advanced. Light cruiser training. You got this occupied. Why aren't you giving up yet? Give up already. Okay. So we just had our first loss here in the Adriatic. What we need to do is go up to here. Oh, no, that was where I wanted. Okay. Send you down here. Okay, we've annexed Greece. I'm gonna take that. I would, from a game mechanic perspective, I would rather have it occupied. I don't like how easy some of these things are annexed. Yeah, we'll sell supplies. And we'll sell supplies. So, that's just maybe a personal thing, a historical thing. I'm just not in favor of readily annexing. A little bit is going to, because it's going to stay this level of 2%. 2% ain't bad, and obviously we're 5% here. But notice here, because I got a couple of these guys, and I know there's going to be some events that both for Greece and for Yugoslavia that'll kick in at either. We've jumped the gun here. Normally this would be happening in June 41, so a lot of the events are trying to happen with control of Yugoslavia plus given date, you know, September 41 for them to, or something like that, for them to kick in at the historical date form. So we are a little behind there. We do have a bunch of Jaeger divisions and garrison divisions I'll be putting on the map. Some may end up, well, the Jaeger divisions will end up down there. And we have production. We have a bunch of the police regiments, though a lot of those are going to France. And then we have a few Einsatzgruppen that can come there. Okay, thanks for watching this episode. I hope you're continuing to enjoy. Please post whatever questions you have. I would like to hear more comments. Have a good day.